Most people think muscle growth happens in the gym. That's only half the story. The reality is, your muscles don't grow when you're training, they grow when you're recovering, and the majority of that recovery process happens while you sleep. This is why what you eat before bed matters more than most people realize. If you skip the right nutrients before sleep, your body could spend the night in a muscle-wasting state, breaking down precious muscle tissue for energy rather than rebuilding it. This is especially true for people over 30, where muscle loss or sarcopenia accelerates year by year if you're not actively feeding recovery. So here's what's actually happening inside your body during the night and why nighttime nutrition is a non-negotiable if you're serious about keeping or building muscle. During deep sleep, especially stages 3 and 4 of non-REM sleep, the body triggers a cascade of restorative processes. Growth hormone spikes, muscle repair signals are initiated, your brain literally sends out instructions for your tissues to heal, to grow stronger, and to reset. But there's a catch: this process requires raw material. It requires amino acids. Without amino acids circulating in the bloodstream, your body can't effectively build or maintain muscle. So instead, it may break down muscle tissue to access the amino acids it needs. That's what we're trying to avoid. Think about it. You're going 7-9 hours without eating. That's a long time for your body to be in a fasted state, and unlike fat, muscle is metabolically expensive to maintain. If your body senses an energy shortage and there's no amino acid supply, muscle becomes one of the first things it taps into. That's how you lose muscle while you sleep. But this isn't inevitable. You can prevent this from happening by giving your body the right fuel before bed. The goal is not just to eat anything before bed. The goal is to eat the right nutrients that digest slowly and provide your body with a steady trickle of amino acids all night long. This tells your body, there's no need to break anything down. We have what we need. Let's repair. Let's grow. It's a biological green light for muscle preservation. One of the biggest mistakes people make, especially those trying to get lean, is going to bed hungry. They think skipping food at night will help them burn fat. In reality, they're likely losing lean mass in the process, and that lean mass muscle is what keeps your metabolism elevated, your bones protected, and your body functioning at a high level as you age. When you lose muscle, everything gets harder. Walking upstairs, recovering from workouts, even keeping your energy levels stable throughout the day. Now here's something else most people miss. Your body doesn't just use protein for muscle. It also needs amino acids for neurotransmitters, immune function, and even detoxification processes. So if you're not giving it enough through food, particularly at night, when it's trying to do all this behind the scenes, it will take what it needs from your muscle. That's how silently and slowly you can lose the very thing you're working hard to build. So, we need to be strategic. We need to be proactive. Just like you wouldn't skip breakfast if you had an important meeting or workout ahead, you shouldn't skip bedtime nutrition if you care about what your body does while you sleep. This is the moment your muscle tissue is either being protected and rebuilt, or it's being silently cannibalized. The choice is yours. If you truly want to preserve muscle, increase recovery, and wake up stronger each day, it starts with the decision you make before your head hits the pillow. There's one type of protein that stands above the rest when it comes to preserving muscle while you sleep, and that's casein. Most people don't realize that not all proteins digest the same way. Some are broken down and absorbed quickly, like whey protein, which is great right after a workout. But when it comes to bedtime, you want something that works slowly, something that gives your body a steady supply of amino acids over several hours, and that's exactly what casein does. When you consume casein-rich foods before bed, like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, what you're doing is giving your muscles a sustained release of the building blocks they need to repair, recover, and grow. Casein clots in the stomach, creating a sort of gel that slows down digestion. As a result, the amino acids are released gradually into the bloodstream, sometimes for up to 7 or even 8 hours. That's almost the entire time you're asleep. You've essentially created a drip feed system for muscle nourishment throughout the night. This is important because muscle protein synthesis isn't a one-time event. It doesn't just happen right after your workout and then stop. Your body is constantly balancing between two competing processes, building muscle synthesis and breaking it down catabolism. If you go to bed without enough circulating amino acids, the scale tips toward breakdown. But if you consume a slowed, digesting protein like casein, you're tipping the scale in favor of synthesis. You're encouraging your body to build, not break. There have been clinical studies that back this up. One study took a group of physically active men and gave them 40 grams of casein protein 30 minutes before bed. What they found was that muscle protein synthesis increased overnight compared to a group that didn't consume protein. The group consuming casein had more efficient recovery and showed better muscle adaptation to training. That means more growth, better strength retention, and reduced risk of injury, all from something as simple as eating the right thing before you sleep. And it's not just for athletes or people who are lifting weights. Anyone who wants to preserve lean muscle mass, especially as they age, can benefit from adding casein-rich foods into their nightly routine. After the age of 30, the body naturally starts to lose muscle at a rate of 3-5% per decade. By the time you're 60, that adds up. But this isn't inevitable. You can slow it, even reverse it, if you support your body properly. One of the best ways is by keeping amino acids available in the bloodstream when the body is doing most of its rebuilding during sleep. Casein isn't some magic supplement, it's a tool, and the beauty is, it's available in real foods. Cottage cheese is one of the most accessible and effective sources. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese contains about 14 grams of casein-rich protein. Add a spoon of almond butter or a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor and additional health benefits, and you've got a muscle-supporting meal that's not only effective, it's delicious. Greek yogurt, especially the full-fat version, is another great choice, providing both casein and gut-friendly probiotics. The point isn't just to eat more protein, it's to eat smart protein, timed to support your body's natural rhythms. Now, I want to be clear, this doesn't mean you should overload yourself with food before bed. You don't need a full meal. You just need the right type of fuel in the right amount. Think small, intentional, and consistent. A modest portion of a casein-rich food 30 to 60 minutes before bed can make a measurable difference in how your body performs, how it recovers, and how much muscle you maintain over time. So if you're putting in the effort during the day, working hard, training, staying active, don't undo that progress overnight by starving your muscles. Give your body what it needs to succeed while you sleep. When we talk about muscle preservation, most people immediately jump to protein, maybe carbs or fats, but what gets overlooked far too often is the role of minerals, especially magnesium. Magnesium is one of the most essential micronutrients for sleep, recovery, and overall muscular health. Yet over half the population is deficient in it, and when your body doesn't have enough magnesium, it can't relax properly, it struggles to get into deep sleep, and your recovery suffers. That means even if you're eating the right foods and training intelligently, you could still be losing muscle simply because your sleep isn't doing its job. Sleep isn't just about duration, it's about quality. Specifically, it's about how much time your body spends in deep, slow-wave sleep. That's when your nervous system resets, inflammation lowers, and most importantly, muscle repair and growth hormone release peak. Magnesium plays a key role here. It helps regulate neurotransmitters like GABA, which calms the brain and allows you to fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Without sufficient magnesium, your sleep can become fragmented, light, and less restorative. And if you're not getting deep sleep, your muscles aren't truly recovering no matter how hard you've worked during the day. What makes magnesium even more important is its connection to cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol levels at night can break down muscle tissue, increase fat storage, and disrupt your circadian rhythm. Magnesium helps counteract this by calming the nervous system and reducing cortisol production, allowing your body to shift into parasympathetic mode, the state where rest, recovery, and muscle growth occur. If cortisol is up, you're in breakdown mode. If magnesium is present and doing its job, you're in build and repair mode. You don't need to reach for a supplement right away. Some of the best sources of magnesium come directly from food. A small handful of almonds before bed delivers magnesium, healthy fats, and fiber. Bananas contain both magnesium and potassium, which work together to relax muscle fibers and support sleep. Even a bit of 85% dark chocolate in moderation can contribute valuable magnesium while curbing late night cravings. These foods don't just help you fall asleep, they help ensure that the sleep you're getting is working in your favor. So often, people overlook this side of nutrition. They're focused on macros, on calories, on hitting protein goals, all of which matter. But when you understand that a single mineral like magnesium can influence your sleep depth, hormone regulation, inflammation control, and nervous system balance, it becomes clear that micronutrients are not a minor detail. They are a foundational part of the muscle preservation process. Every night, your body is either rebuilding you or slowly breaking you down, and something as small as a magnesium-rich snack can tip the balance. Fueling your body to recover isn't just about what you eat, it's also about whether your body can rest deeply enough to use that fuel properly. When we think about preserving muscle, healthy fats are rarely the first thing that come to mind. But they should be, because the role they play in supporting muscle mass, particularly overnight, is bigger than most people realize. Healthy fats are critical for regulating hormones that directly influence whether your body is building muscle or breaking it down. If those hormones are off, no amount of training or protein can make up for it. Your body relies on a delicate hormonal balance, especially at night, to do the work of recovery. Two of the most important hormones in this equation are testosterone and human growth hormone. Both of these are involved in stimulating muscle repair and growth, and both are deeply influenced by the types of fats you eat. Monounsaturated fats and omega-3 fatty acids found in foods like avocados, almonds, walnuts, and chia seeds are particularly powerful here. They support the production and regulation of these anabolic hormones, keeping them in an optimal range. On the flip side, if your diet is too low in healthy fats, or if you're eating the wrong kinds like processed seed oils and trans fats, hormone production can dip. Testosterone can drop, growth hormone signaling can weaken, and when that happens, the environment inside your body starts to shift. Instead of being primed for repair, your body moves into a more catabolic, breakdown-prone state. This becomes even more important as we age, when hormone levels naturally start to decline. What you eat at night, especially the fats you include, can either accelerate that decline or slow it down dramatically. Another key hormone that gets affected is cortisol. It's your body's stress signal, and it tends to spike at the wrong times when you're not sleeping well, undereating, or lacking certain nutrients. Elevated cortisol at night increases muscle breakdown and interferes with deep sleep cycles. But healthy fats help buffer that response. They stabilize blood sugar levels and reduce the likelihood of overnight cortisol spikes. That's why a small amount of fat before bed, the right kind, can actually support deeper, more stable sleep and protect muscle mass in the process. What you're doing is giving your body sustained energy through the night, while also signaling that it's safe to repair, not break down. Even something as simple as a tablespoon of almond butter paired with a casein-rich food like Greek yogurt creates the perfect synergy. You're getting slowed digesting protein, hormonal support from the fats, and a steady fuel source that keeps you in a recovery state until morning. Too often, we approach nighttime eating with fear as if any food late in the day is a mistake. But when you understand how the body actually works, you realize that strategic nighttime nutrition, especially when it includes the right fats, can be one of the most powerful tools for preserving muscle, improving recovery, and supporting long-term health. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter and aligning your nutrition with your body's deepest repair window. One of the biggest mistakes people make with nighttime eating is reaching for sugary snacks or refined carbs before bed. It's understandable after a long day, your brain craves quick comfort, and high-glycemic foods give you that temporary reward. But what they also do is send your blood sugar on a roller coaster, spike insulin levels, and ultimately interfere with your body's ability to recover properly during sleep. If your goal is to protect muscle, improve sleep, or support metabolic health, those quick fixes come at a steep cost. When you consume simple carbohydrates before bed, things like white bread, cookies, sugary cereal, or even fruit juice, your insulin levels shoot up to deal with the incoming glucose. Now, insulin isn't inherently bad. It plays a crucial role in nutrient absorption. But when it spikes at night, especially without the presence of protein or fat to buffer it, it can suppress the release of growth hormone, which peaks during the early stages of sleep. That's the very hormone your body relies on to repair tissues, burn fat, and build muscle. In other words, you're robbing yourself of the full benefits of sleep simply by choosing the wrong foods too close to bedtime. Even more, these kinds of foods tend to shorten the duration of deep sleep. You might fall asleep quickly because of the insulin surge, but you're more likely to wake up during the night. Your sleep becomes lighter, more fragmented, and you don't spend enough time in the critical phases where physical recovery happens. That's a problem, because even one night of disrupted deep sleep can affect hormone regulation, increase muscle breakdown, and leave you feeling groggy and less motivated to train the next day. Instead, you want to keep your insulin response stable. That means focusing on foods with a low glycemic index and combining them with proteins or healthy fats. If you do include carbs, they should come from whole sources like berries, oats, or a small portion of sweet potato foods that digest slowly and support serotonin in production without sending your system into a metabolic tailspin. The goal isn't to fear carbohydrates. It's to time them and choose them wisely, especially when your body is preparing to rest, rebuild, and reset overnight. Because what you eat before bed doesn't just affect how you sleep, it affects how you show up tomorrow, how well you recover, and whether your body is building or breaking down. If you want to protect your muscles while you sleep, you need more than just good intentions, you need a reliable system. That's where strategic bedtime foods come in. Choosing the right combination of nutrients before bed can make a measurable difference in how your body recovers and whether it holds on to lean mass or slowly lets it slip away. There are 4 foods I recommend again and again because they work. They're simple, accessible, and scientifically backed to support muscle repair, hormone balance, and sleep quality all at once. The first one is cottage cheese. It's one of the best natural sources of casein-protein, which digests slowly and feeds your muscles all through the night. Just a half cup can provide around 14 grams of protein, which your body will steadily absorb while you sleep. That means less muscle breakdown, more recovery, and a better hormonal environment overall. And if you've been training hard or cutting calories, this becomes even more important. You want that steady stream of amino acids, and cottage cheese delivers exactly that. Next is chia pudding. Just a couple of tablespoons of chia seeds soaked in almond milk or water can turn into a powerful bedtime snack. Chia seeds are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and magnesium. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation and support hormone production, while magnesium promotes deep, restorative sleep. Together, they help your body transition into a recovery mode that favors muscle preservation instead of breakdown. And because chia pudding digests slowly, it keeps blood sugar stable, a key part of preventing overnight cortisol spikes that can interfere with your sleep and muscle repair. Third is almond butter. A single tablespoon provides healthy fats and a dose of vitamin E, which helps combat oxidative stress from training. The fats in almond butter help stabilize blood sugar and support hormone balance, which are both critical overnight. You can pair it with Greek yogurt, a slice of banana, or even just enjoy it alone. It's calorie-dense but nutrient-rich, so a small amount goes a long way. And finally, a banana with Greek yogurt makes a fantastic combination. The banana provides a small amount of easily digestible carbs to help with serotonin in production, which can ease you into sleep. Greek yogurt, like cottage cheese, is rich in casein and also contains probiotics to support digestion. This combo hits the sweet spot of being satisfying, muscle-friendly, and sleep-promoting. These 4 foods are more than snacks, they're tools. Tools that work with your body, not against it, to keep your muscle intact and your recovery on track. So, if you've been training hard, eating right during the day, and doing everything you can to hold on to your muscle, don't let those hours you spend asleep become the time your progress slips away. What you choose to eat before bed matters not just for how you sleep, but for how your body repairs, rebuilds, and grows stronger while you rest. Nighttime isn't a break from your goals, it's the window where real transformation happens. Feed it right, and your body will reward you with more strength, more energy, and more results, day after day.